Hello everyone and welcome back to another Movie Nights movie review. Today we are talking about how to make millions before grandma dies. And you may be thinking to yourself, I've never heard of this movie. And that was me until just about a week ago when the really good people at WellGo reached out to me and made me aware of this film and offered me to view a screener for it. And, you know, I like to watch smaller films or films I haven't heard of to see if they're any good and to maybe even give them a small platform. And so I thought, yeah, what the hell? Let me watch this movie. And I watched it today, and I have to say, this is a very heartfelt, lovely little film that I wanted to make a little video about. This is a Thai film, and it is directed by Boonnitipat. Please forgive me if I pronounce it incorrectly. And it deals with very complex familial issues within Thai culture, especially with this particular family that the film focuses on, in which a grandmother of a family gets diagnosed with a terminal disease, and so her grandson, who is a want-to-be video game streamer, gets inspired by his cousin who has recently been caretaking for his paternal grandfather. This grandmother's on his mother's side. And when she gets her grandfather's inheritance and becomes kind of wealthy overnight, he decides for himself, I'm going to do that for my grandma, maybe try to get some money out of this. So, you know, doing a good thing for the wrong reasons. But of course, as the film plays out on the journey, his character starts to change. He starts to go on a journey, and there's a bunch of revelations and deep family drama that come from this situation that really makes an interesting and compelling story. I want to start off by saying I think every actor in this film gives a really great performance, especially the leads of the film, the main character, his cousin, the grandmother, and he has kind of a deadbeat uncle who also gives a really great performance. And the film does a really great job of showing the complexities of a big family, how some can be dirt poor, some can be filthy rich, and yet there seems to be no real connection in helping each other, and when they do help, the person who needs help seems to always need help, so then the richer family members are like, okay, am I actually helping you, or what's going on here? And vice versa, whenever the rich family needs help and the poorer person comes to help them, he kind of feels very one-sided. Like, why does this keep happening? You know, this movie deals with all of that, but especially it deals with taking care of an elderly family member, the moral implications of that, the financial implications of that. And for the most part, this film does a wonderful job doing it. You know, the movie's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. Particularly, the shot construction isn't all that interesting. Some of the shots seem to be kind of just randomly set up, and I don't mean that as a disrespectful thing, because when I was watching the film, I got the sense that it was a very low-budget, almost independent Thai film. And if that's not true, please let me know in the comments and correct me. I don't really know how films work over in Thailand, but that's just how it kind of came across to me. So I give the movie a little bit of slack for things that look like it could have been a budgetary constraint. Other than that, though, I do think the film is about 20 minutes too long. There are some story beats that seem to be repeated over and over again without setting up anything new or going anywhere that I think could be removed from the movie. And I don't know if this is just a cultural difference, but there are some character relationships and dynamics that just came across as a little bit weird and creepy, particularly the relationship with him and his cousin. And I don't think the film was setting up that they were like supposed to be romantically involved or whatever. I think it was just kind of making a tongue-in-cheek joke about them as children, but their vibe did kind of seem like it's something that they felt comfortable with, and it was just it just played out oddly on screen and felt like it was a bit of a distraction to the story. But, like I said, when this movie works, it works in spades. The relationship with the main character and his grandmother, and how that relationship builds, and where they're able to go, and how both of those characters grow, was really interesting. The film is also filled with beautiful moments. There's one moment particularly with the grandmother and her youngest granddaughter, where, I won't give it away, but the granddaughter lets the grandmother know what she wants to be when she grows up, and it was a very touching sequence. The end of the film is wonderful. The ending of the film knocks it completely out of the park with something that was set up earlier in the story that they did a really good job paying off. And I'll be honest, I've looked. I don't know where this movie is available to rent or stream, but whenever the film does become available to watch and you're interested in watching it, I do recommend seeking it out. It is a very heartwarming and essentially family-oriented film that does tell a really touching story. So, if you are out there and you have seen the film, what did you think about it? I'd love to see your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.